Hi everybody, so Transformers 5 The Last Night actually came out this week and I was really excited because I have watched a few Transformer films, so I thought I would go and see what all the hype was about. So for me, the Transformers sort of series just didn't really do it for me. I've always been a fan of Transformers. I've loved so many Transformer films, but the Age of Extinction really did it for me, and that was when I knew that I just didn't understand why they was creating the same movie. And I was really hoping that Michael Bay would take on the criticism that everybody had given him for the Age of Extinction and not put it in The Last Night. But of course, Michael Bay decided that everything that everybody's ever been complaining about the Transformers, he would take it all, put it in a film and call it The Last Night. For me, I didn't really enjoy it. The film itself had a £200 million budget. That's how much Michael Bay, who directed the film, had to spend on the film, and honestly, I don't know what he spent it on. The Transformers can be such a good film, and I feel like Michael Bay just hasn't got it yet. He's just not figured it out yet, which is a shame because I like some of Michael Bay's previous work. I love The Rock, and I also really love Armageddon. That is one of my favourite all-time films. So this is why I really started getting into the Transformers, because it's by the same sort of director, and I was really hoping that he'd sort of like progress and he'd make the Transformer films good. So to me, I just thought there was too much nonsense in the film. There was just so much like different things happening. Like they didn't know sort of what genre they wanted at. There was moments over the film where there was so seriousness and they was trying to get you to build this sort of brain and sort of you to think, oh my god, this is really bad what's happening, and then they would then flip to another scene and it would be a complete contrast, and they would just contradict everything that they've said in the previous sort of scene, and then they would do the same again. To me, there's just no structure with what sort of genre and what sort of like aspect they wanted you to physically come away from the cinema thinking. Again, in Transformers, I don't know, they did this in the Age of Extinction. I think this is a typical sort of Transformer thing that Michael Bay seems to be doing a lot, is he puts dialogue in the film that's just not funny. So they'll have jokes in there, they'll have dialogue that tries to make the audience laugh, but the most embarrassing thing, and I do not know why he does this, is they'll say a joke and then they'll leave a gap for the audience to laugh. So they're saying something really funny and then they leave sort of a pause for the rest of the audience in the cinema to laugh, but nobody in the cinema is laughing. So to me, the film is just made up of awkward silences where people are supposed to be laughing, but it's not funny. And he seems to do this in all of the Transformer films, and I just don't understand why. Why does he do that? I don't get it. The dialogue is awkward, it's weird, and it's not funny. You know, again, they seem to not really know who their age sort of range is. There'll be moments in the film where I'm sat there thinking I'm watching a kids film, but like one of them kids films that you know you're too old to watch. And then at other times they put crude humour in there, they put things in there that like you think, should children really be watching this? And they just don't seem to have sat down and said, this is the age, this is the audience, this is the genre, this is what we want to do. It's like he's just had a massive sort of brain explosion and he's plopped it all on screen and been like, new Transformers, and he's not sat and thought about it. He's just taken what's up in here and created it because he's got £200 million to spend on a film, and I think he really needs to sort of sit down and decide. The editing of the film, let's just talk about the editing. The editing of the film is probably one of the worst editings that I've seen this year and for a very long time. In the Wonder Woman review, like I said, the editing was really well. It was fast paced, they had cutscenes when there needed to be cutscenes, they had sound effects in there, and it all just flowed. With the Transformers film, I don't know who edited it, but I really wish that they'd sat and watched it a few times, because to me it was like they were editing and then they'd add like a jump scene in, and then they'd add like another jump scene in and another jump scene in, and they just didn't need it. The film was just so jumpy, and it was like one moment they were here, next time they was like over here, and they'd jump, and it doesn't need a jump scene. You know, to me it's like they'd cut a big chunk of the film out, and instead of putting something there or make sure it flowed, they've just cut it out and then carried on with the film like as if no one would know. The next thing as well, which I did actually mention in the Wonder Woman film, and I don't know how I don't know if this is the director's choice, if this is the cinemas that I go to, I'm not sure, but it's the IMAX. What I've noticed, and this was a major thing in the Transformers film, is that one moment you would have the split across the screen and you'd be watching it, and then it would go to full screen, and then it would go to the split of the screen, and then it would go to full screen, and there was just no consistency with the IMAX. So you was constantly there like trying to watch it, and you know, there'd be something up here, and then in the next time, because it's got the slit on it, it'd be down here, and it's just trying to adjust, and you just were moving around, and I don't know, I don't know again if that's me and that was the cinema that I went to, or if that was the IMAX and the way that the director's done the film. I'm not too sure, but it was not my favourite part, and I really don't enjoy when they have the slit across and then they go full screen and then they have the slit across again. I think they need to decide, either have it consistent or don't do IMAX, because to me I thought it was really inconsistent with that part as well. I must say though, like, I'm not going to sit here and slag off Michael Bay for a long time and say how rubbish the film was. The film was good. It wasn't fantastic, wasn't the best, wasn't rubbish. I've seen worse films, I've seen much better films, I've seen worse Transformer films, I've seen better Transformer films. It was one of them films that there was so much they could have done and they just didn't do it. But I must say that it was definitely an improvement on the last one. The Age of Extinction to me will always be the worst Transformers film ever. I'm sorry if anybody likes it out there, but I just do not like the Age of Extinction, and I think this one was much better than it. Although I have one major complaint about this film, and if Michael Bay ever clicks on this video and ever watches it, then he needs to take this into account. I watch Transformers for one reason only, and that is Optimus Prime. Because, you know, Optimus Prime is key. Optimus Prime had probably a show time of 10-15 minutes of the whole 2.5 hour film. What is that about? Optimus Prime is major Transformer, and they'd only showed him for 10 minutes out of the 2.5 hour film, and instead of Optimus Prime we had humans. Now to me, Transformers don't need humans. They put humans in it all the time and they need looking after. They don't. They're Transformers. They're big robots. They're gonna kill you. We don't need humans. Stop giving them humans. We had Mark Wahlberg. We had some woman who was the love interest, and I don't even know where that came from. And then we had a girl who was young and was an orphan, and all she wanted to do was fight the big giant robots, even though she was 4 foot. And every time she was told to go home, she refused. And they made, oh no, actually that's a spoiler. I won't say that bit. Basically, I just didn't get it. I just didn't understand what was going on with the film. I just didn't understand it. I wouldn't completely hate it. It just wasn't my favourite film, and I was really disappointed because I just didn't see the point. But never mind, it's out, and I'm not slagging Transformers off because I love Transformers and I always will do. And yeah. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to leave a link in the description below and a little clip here of the t-shirt that I'm wearing. I am sporting Transformers because I do love Transformers. So if you want to get your hands on one of our Transformer tees, then I will put it in the description below. And not only that, is we also have our weekly giveaway on this video this week. So this week we are giving away a Harley Quinn Suicide Squad tee. It just looks like this, and yeah, so all you need to do to enter this giveaway is like the video, comment down below who your hero is, and if you've seen the Transformers film, what you thought of it. If you haven't seen the Transformers film, what do you think of the Transformers, and make sure you're subscribed. You have to be subscribed to the channel to participate. If you're not subscribed, then your vote won't count and you won't be in a chance to win the t-shirt. It will run for a week, so next Friday will be the deadline, and I will announce it on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below who your hero is, and we'll see you next time.
All Stars Heroes on TV. 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 Who is your hero?